Okay, so today we're going to cover new FedEx integration in T-Hub. Uh, our team worked really hard over the summer, and we got certification with FedEx to be able to print shipping labels via FedEx right from within T-Hub. So I'll walk you through the different scenarios, how you can use it, and how it may benefit your setup. Just to give you a quick overview of what we are going to cover today. For some folks who are not very familiar with T-Hub, I'll just spend like 30 seconds giving a quick overview of T-Hub, and then get into introduction of FedEx integration in T-Hub, and then talk about which T-Hub version is supporting this, and whether you already have this feature, if you have the latest updates, or how you can get the update with these features. And then we'll go into how to actually set up your FedEx account inside T-Hub, and how to actually ship labels, print shipping labels, and ship out packages with FedEx from within your T-Hub software. So we'll cover the scenarios for domestic label, international label, and also shipping with FedEx Smart Post, and talk about tracking updates to website, and customer notification with the tracking information. And then we'll take some questions, and hopefully it's a valuable session. And I'd love to get feedback either at the end of the session through questions, or via email or contact us page on the website. So let's get started with the T-Hub introduction. Many of you are familiar with this, some of you may not. So T-Hub is a desktop application. We actually have just released an online version as well. You will hear more about that down the road. But for this webinar, T-Hub is a desktop application that brings orders, sales from various online channels. If you sell on Amazon, eBay, your own websites, it brings orders from various channels and allows you to ship with FedEx and other providers as well. And as soon as you print shipping labels, it would update the website or online channel with the shipping status and tracking. And T-Hub integrates with QuickBooks for accounting, or QuickBooks point of sale. With that, let's get into, we'll get to questions later on. Just to give some introduction on the FedEx piece. So before this direct integration with FedEx, T-Hub had existing integration with FedEx, but that was through the FedEx Ship Manager desktop software. So merchants such as you would need to install T-Hub, as well as install the FedEx Ship Manager application, and have the Ship Manager application from FedEx talk to T-Hub through a database ODBC link, which works fine in some cases, but you do have to switch from one software to another, one screen to another. So your workflow is not as streamlined as it can be, or as it should be. With that in mind, we have implemented direct integration with FedEx from within T-Hub. So from within your T-Hub interface, you can select multiple orders and print FedEx labels using your FedEx account. Regarding the rates for FedEx, it goes through your account. So if you have negotiated rates with FedEx, you would see your own rates for printing shipping labels. So let's get into so the version of T-Hub. The current version 10.433 is the one that supports FedEx integration. So if you have applied the latest updates, if you're on the current support plan, if you've applied the updates, you will have access to the FedEx integration. If not, on your FedEx, on your T-Hub screen, you can click on this application updates, and that would download the update for you and install the update if you're on the current support plan. So let's get into setup of your FedEx account. So if you want to use this, you would first go into your setup store preferences, just like all other setup in T-Hub is within this setup store preferences. And if you have multiple channels, for each channel you can activate this. So you go under shipping and you enable this shipping with FedEx Online. So this should be checked. And then you go into FedEx Online, and here you have to select the account that you want to use. And if you want to set up your own account, you click on this FedEx account setup and click on add, and this walks you through an interface where you enter your FedEx account number and your company details, and your account gets registered within T-Hub to be able to access your FedEx account. So I have some test accounts set up here, which I'm going to use for this demo. So on this shipping FedEx Online preferences screen, you set up, you can have multiple FedEx account, and you can choose which account to use for a given store. So you can select the account that you're going to use, and for your origin address for shipping, you can choose the account address that you gave while registering the FedEx account, or you can give the address that you use for setting up your online channel, like your website in T-Hub. And there are some other defaults that you can set up on this screen. So there are defaults for domestic shipping and default for international shipping. And for each, you can set up your defaults, which is your most common service that you use. What is your default packaging type, whether you want to set up residential or commercial by default, Saturday delivery, dimensions. All these defaults can obviously be changed while printing the label, but most commonly used settings, you can set it up here as defaults, so you don't have to change it for every shipment. Some other defaults are for signature. For reference, you can put the order number on the labels. You can bill to sender, which would be most common, or you can bill to third party if you need to. There are some defaults for Smart Post. If you use Smart Post for shipping, you're given a hub ID that you have to use. It's not set up for this account, it's set up for another account. You can also set up your printer that you're going to use. I am set up to use a PDF printer right now, and you can also set up a label template. This allows you to print shipping labels in different templates that T-Hub supports. You might want to print label 1 per page, or you might want to print the label and the packing list all on one page, one piece of paper, so it's easy for picking and shipping out packages. So we'll show some of those as we go through. So these are defaults for domestic. There are some defaults for international, which is similar to how the domestic looks like. So once you've set up your FedEx account, let's go into process orders. This is how you would actually use FedEx from within T-Hub to print out FedEx labels. So I have set up a couple of demo stores for domestic, international, and Smart Post because I have to use different test account, FedEx accounts. So let's do a quick, simple label printing. So I just select one order from my order screen, and you see an icon called Ship with FedEx. If you click on that, that will bring up the order that I just selected. And on this screen, the default weight would come from the website. If you have set up, you can obviously change it here. You can change the dimensions. You can change the package type. You can also change the ship date. So even if you're printing the label today, but you're going to ship it tomorrow, you can change the ship date here. And once you have set up all the defaults, you can say get rates. This will connect to your FedEx account and provide you with all your rates for all the available shipping methods that you can use for this shipment, given the weight and the other details for that order for that shipment. Let's say I want to choose FedEx Ground and say generate label. So label gets generated. Do you want to print? Say yes, and that will go to your printout printer. In this case, I've set it up for a PDF printer, so it comes on the screen, so we can view the printout. I have set it up to print integrated label, which can print the label and the packing list on the same page, same paper. And this can also be printed on a special template, which allows you to peel out the label so you can stick on the box easily. So you don't have to match the packing list and the shipping label. It's all on one piece of paper, and the order fulfillment is that much more streamlined and smooth. Once you print the label, T-Hub will automatically go back to the website and update the shipping status and tracking. And the tracking would be available in the order detail screen. At the bottom, it will show here that it was shipped via FedEx Ground and it was published to the website. And you can also track the shipment from here. You can avoid the shipment from here. And for some reason, if you need to do a return label for this customer, you can print it from here. The return label is printed as a PDF, and it has to be emailed to the customer if they need to return. So that was just one shipment. Let's go into another scenario where I have some more orders to work with. These are some test orders. So let's say I want to ship multiple orders. I can select multiple orders like that with pressing the Shift and Control keys, and then click on the Ship with FedEx icon. So it brings out, it selects all the selected shipments on the screen. I can go through each and change the weights if I want to, and then say Get Rates. So now it will go to your FedEx account and pull down rates for all the selected shipments. Now this is connecting to the FedEx test server, which is a little slower than the actual FedEx production servers. So you see all the shipments got rates, and I had FedEx Ground as my default. So you just click on Get Rates and you click Generate Label, and this will go and generate all your labels in one shot. So you don't have to do one order at a time. Let's say you have 50 orders, you can select all of them and print labels, and boom, you're ready to go. So it generated 7 labels in this case. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it generated 7 labels, all my selected shipments, and you can send it all to the printer and go pick those packages, put it in the box, and peel out the label and stick on top of the box, and you're ready to go. So this is a demo of how you do batch shipments. Now, let's see. I am looking for a scenario for Smart Post, which was under Volusion, I think. Yeah, I've set up my Volusion store to do a Smart Post. So Smart Post is similar to regular shipments. You select the order, go to Ship with FedEx, and instead of Get Rates, you have to do FedEx Smart Post rates, because it gets rates differently from FedEx. So do a Smart Post rates, and that gives you a FedEx Smart Post option, and you can generate the label. You can obviously switch from Smart Post back to regular rates, and click on Generate Label. So this printed, this is a different template I'm using where I can print 2 labels per page. Right now I only selected 1. So this is the Smart Post label that you can put on the box and ship via FedEx Smart Post. Let's take an example of international shipments. That is under this store. So I just select the international shipments are marked by this icon to the left, which has a globe icon, a world globe icon. So select that order. Click on Ship with FedEx. For international, I have to set up some more options for customs. Let's say my value is $100. and this is a package, and I also want to print commercial invoice for the international shipment. To define freight cost, insurance, additional costs, and come back here, go to get rates. So this gives me international rates. So the workflow is exactly the same. You just need to fill in some more details for customs and select the shipment that you service type that you want to use and generate the label. So this will generate the label as well as all the customs forms that is required for international shipping, plus the commercial invoice if you had that option selected. So that's the label, international priority, and that is the commercial invoice, and these are the terms and conditions, and this is the integrated label if you wanted to print on the integrated label. So that covers shipping with FedEx within T-Hub, the domestic shipments, the international shipments, and shipping with FedEx Smart Post. Now just to let you know that the current or the old method of shipping with FedEx is still available for those of you who still want to use the FedEx Ship Manager desktop application. That icon is to the right of the Ship with FedEx online option. So if you want to ship from within T-Hub, you would use the Ship with FedEx icon, and if you want to ship with FedEx Ship Manager application, then you would use the FedEx Ship Manager icon, which is to the right of that icon. Hope that is clear. If you have questions, you can certainly reach out to us and we'll help you with that. So that completes the demo for FedEx shipping from within T-Hub. And as I mentioned, the tracking numbers are automatically sent to the website or marketplace if it is Amazon, eBay, and the order is marked as shipped, and the tracking number is uploaded to the website or marketplace. I know we have time to 1:45, another 20 odd minutes. So I can open it up for questions and answer them as much as possible in the time available, and obviously take them offline if you have more questions. So you can type in your question in the question box, and I can take them one at a time. Let's see. Any questions? Okay. Somebody asked, Christian asks, I missed the first 10 minutes. Is there a setup guide? Yes, there is a setup guide. Let me see if I have that open. So on the manual that is available online, there is a setup guide. If you go under shipping with FedEx, you have to look for shipping with FedEx direct shipping. Under that, you have configure FedEx in T-Hub, enable FedEx shipping, set up FedEx online account. So this talks about how you can set up and also how you can ship. So all the information is there on the guide on the website. Okay. Frank asked, how do you ship multiple packages for one customer? So let me go back to an example. Let's take a domestic. So click on FedEx, ship with FedEx. And here you can say number of packages, 2. And for each package, I hope you can see the screen. So I changed the package count here. I have 2 packages, and on the right hand side it shows package 1 and package 2. So for each package you can assign the dimensions and the weight. So the first package, let's say, is 2 pounds, and the second package is 3 pounds. And then you do the get rates and say generate label. Yeah, so it generated 2 pages, 2 of 2 and 1 of 2. Yeah, so there are 2 labels for both packages. Okay, expand this. Eric asked, we have been exporting shipments UPS. Should doing them within T-Hub? Not sure I understood that question, Eric. We've been exporting shipments UPS. Should doing them with T-Hub? Are you asking, can you do something similar for UPS? The answer is yes. UPS had a direct shipping option in T-Hub. So you can do the same similar workflow for UPS, which is also explained in the user guide. If you have more questions, we can certainly walk you through with that offline. Corel asks, will shipping through T-Hub take it out of QuickBooks inventory? No, shipping from T-Hub does not take it out of QuickBooks inventory. The items are taken out of QuickBooks inventory only when you post the order to QuickBooks. So shipping is a separate process. Sending the order information into QuickBooks is a separate process. So you can ship and then send to QuickBooks, or you can send to QuickBooks and then ship. T-Hub does not dictate a workflow, but just printing the label will not take it out of inventory in QuickBooks. For that, you have to select the orders and click on this icon up at the top, post to QuickBooks, and that will post the sale in QuickBooks, and that would record the sale in QuickBooks and take it out of your inventory. You can also automate that process and have the T-Hub automator send the orders into QuickBooks automatically, so you don't have to do that manually. Christian asks, I have save item, I guess some items with dimensions. Is this option available in T-Hub? You can set up the default dimension right now for your store. But if you're asking dimension at an item level, that we do not have currently. That's something that's being considered, but it's not there right now. So currently under your defaults, you can set up a default dimension that you use for your packages, and this will be enhanced to allow multiple dimensions and also dimensions by item. So it's not there right now. I hope I answered your question. Jonathan asked, will this be recorded? Yes, it is being recorded. I mentioned at the beginning of the webinar, and we will share the link with you so you can review it again. Guillermo asked, how do you send the user the tracking number automatically when available? So the tracking number is sent to the customer through this setting here. So for your store in T-Hub, you go into shipping and you check this box here, update shipping status and tracking to online store. So if this is checked, it will automatically send the tracking to the website, and depending on your shopping cart on the website, like Amazon, eBay, BigCommerce, they would all send tracking to the customer. If you want, you can, in addition, you can also tell FedEx to send out tracking to your customer. So there is this email notification within FedEx. So if you have this checked, so this will send the tracking to, so this will allow FedEx to send out the tracking notification to customer. So just to be clear, so this setting here under FedEx Online tells FedEx to send out the tracking to the customer. So your customer will receive an email with tracking from FedEx. Now, if you have this option set up right here under shipping, update shipping status and tracking to your online store, then T-Hub will send the tracking to your online store, which could be Amazon or Magento or BigCommerce. And then your online channel will send out the tracking to the customer. So who sends the tracking is different. You can decide to send from both places. You can decide to send only from FedEx or only from your online channel. Erica asked, we have both UPS and FedEx accounts. We have just not used FedEx yet. Okay, T-Hub allows you to connect to both UPS and FedEx. So you can select an order and ship with UPS or ship with FedEx. That's an option. So you just click on UPS icon or the FedEx icon. So both accounts can be used from within T-Hub. So there's no rule that some order has to be sent via FedEx or UPS or either way. And the same applies for US Postal as well. So you can ship with any carrier. Jason asks, is there a way to get the update without purchasing the support plan? No, the answer is no. All the support, all the updates are released through the annual support plan, which is how we release updates. That is to keep all the versions out there supported. We don't want to release updates and then have some support question and then we say we cannot support it. So we don't want to be in that situation. To keep, I mean, it's explained on the website, to keep the support nominal, it is required, and all the updates are through the support plan. So we don't do a major upgrade and make you purchase upgrades for each version. So everything is released through the support plan. Frank asked, can you ship an order from scratch if a customer is not in T-Hub yet? You can enter a phone order in T-Hub and ship that package. So yeah, you can go to web stores. Let's say this BigCommerce. Accept phone orders. Yep. So you can enter a phone order here. You can search for a customer if you don't want to type. I hope there is some John. Okay. So you can create an order from here, and you can select the item that they are purchasing, and you can save, and you can print from here. Yes, there was some setting problem for the phone order, but yes, you can print labels for customers which you enter in T-Hub. I don't know where that order went. I guess it didn't get saved. Okay. The next question is from Ryan. Thank you all for great participation. It's great to have so many questions. Can you do a packing list also on Smart Post label? Yes, you can do packing list on Smart Post label. I had the template set up differently. Oh, this was this order. So to answer the previous question, this was the phone order that I just entered. It went into a different store. That's why it didn't come up. So you can print the label for order entered in T-Hub, which was not, the order was not in T-Hub yet. So now coming back to the current question, can you do a packing list with the Smart Post? Yes, you can. Go to the setup for the Smart Post account I have here, and for FedEx Online. I had the template set up to every 2 labels per page. If I set the template to the integrated label and ship it again, let me reset that shipment. Smart post, generate label. Yes. So this is the smart post label with the packing list combined. Okay. Robert asks, are the labels that are generated within T-Hub the same as what is generated from FedEx Ship Manager? Yes, the labels are exactly the same. They go through your FedEx account. We are sending the address information to your FedEx account, and FedEx returns a label that we generate from within T-Hub. So the labels are exactly the same. It is 4x6 labels that you can print to a regular laser printer, or you can print to a thermal printer if you have a thermal printer. The thermal printer, you can only print the 4x6 labels. You cannot print that integrated label that I showed, because that's printed on a regular letter size paper. But the label is the same. So I hope that answers your question. Jennifer asked, while printing more than one label at a time, are you able to address check them? We do not have, I believe we do not have the address check built in FedEx screen right now. We have for some other shipping providers, but we do not have in this FedEx screen. That's an excellent suggestion. I know that that's a gap that we have, and we will address that down the road. Kenneth Brown asks, he has left, in phone order entry, did you fix that issue? I'm not sure which issue you're referring to, Kenneth, so if you would please contact us. We'd love to work with you to see what issue you might be facing there. Shipping charge, John Trapani asks, shipping charge to customer. Shipping charge to customer. Oh, okay, I think I understand what his question is. Yes, you can make the charge to recipient for your shipments, and you have to put the account number. You will need an account number for that. So you can print the label and make the shipping charge bill to the recipient of your package. So that is supported, yes. Christian's Peacock says, see my questions. Yes, Christian, I thought I answered one of your questions, which was about 10 minutes. You came in 10 minutes later, and the webinar will be available as a recording. We'll share the link with you. What about partial shipments? Sally asked, what about partial shipments? Partial shipments are not supported in T-Hub right now. It will be supported down the road. And just to mention, it is supported in the T-Hub online version, but that is not supporting FedEx right now. And that will also support FedEx. So there are some gaps about partial shipment, and that will be addressed down the road shortly. Terry asks, how do we get the latest version for demo purposes? If you have a licensed version, you can get the updates through your support plan. If you want to try this out separately, you can register for a new trial and install it on a separate computer if you want to. Set it up separately so it doesn't interfere with your daily workflow. So that would be the way to go for demo. I think I have another 8 minutes. I can go on for 15 more minutes if you can stick on. There are many more questions. Love this participation. Thank you all. Andrew Gregory asks, will this system also update the tracking number in QuickBooks? Yes, there is an option to send tracking number to QuickBooks, and I'll just point that out to you. In the setup store preferences, under shipping, there's an option to say send tracking to online store and also send tracking to QuickBooks. So if you have this checked, it will send the tracking to QuickBooks. Now, assuming you are using QuickBooks desktop, If you already sent the order into QuickBooks, it will record the tracking in the memo at the bottom of the transaction. Or if it is QuickBooks point of sale, then you have to ship first and then send to point of sale, because once the order goes into point of sale, we cannot update that order in POS to put the tracking. John Trapani says that appears to be manual entry. Not sure I understood your question, John, so if you would please elaborate, that will be helpful. Brian Witt says, thank you very much. I'm unable to update my version of T-Hub. Brian, please send us an email so we can analyze your situation and help you with your update question or issue. Bob says, no question, looks pretty easy to set up and use. Thank you, Bob. Appreciate that. We tried to keep it simple and easy, so if you felt that way, that's great. Thank you. And for everybody else, any suggestions to make it easier and better, please feel free. Appreciate your feedbacks. How does T-Hub send the tracking number to the client? I think I already answered that. It sends either through your online channel, through Amazon, eBay, your website, or it allows FedEx to send out the tracking number. Christian says, I missed the 10 minutes. Yes, Christian, I answered that question. I don't know if the questions are repeating after some point. Kenneth Brown says, where it will not allow showing existing customers or products when generating order. I'm not following your question. Kenneth, please elaborate or send us an email after this. Many of you are asking question whether you're able to download this session video. Yes, we are recording it and we will share the link with you. Ryan Horace says, can you see how many days transit for ground service? I don't believe ground service returns the guaranteed number of days. It's a guideline, so we don't report. I don't believe we report the number of days. I don't believe so. Let me just check that quickly. Yeah, so for FedEx Ground, we don't get the guaranteed number of days from FedEx, so we don't report that here. There are guidelines that it could be 3 to 7 days, I believe, so that's standard. Christian says, I have save items with dimensions. Is this an option available in T-Hub? Christian, no, we cannot save dimensions at item level right now. And as I said, that's a great suggestion, and it will be considered and addressed down the road. Jeff Harris says, please show the bulk order method batch again. Okay, I can quickly show that. Go back to this one. Let me reset all the shipments. So click on select multiple orders, click on FedEx. So all your selected orders are displayed here. Order number is there. It shows who it is to, and then you say get rates. It gets rates for all those shipments, and then you say generate label, and it prints the label for all that in your batch. Somebody asked, Navid asked, is there any kind of reports that can be generated from this FedEx or for shipments? No, we do not have reports for shipments currently. So that's a feature that we are going to add down the road. Since this session is recorded, okay. Scott Weber says, any unique handling requirements based on shopping cart? I use GoDaddy Quick Shopping Cart. Scott, there is no unique requirement for shopping cart. I mean, once the order is downloaded into T-Hub, it's an order that can be shipped with FedEx or any other carrier, and it will update the tracking back to your GoDaddy Quick Shopping Cart, and GoDaddy will notify the customer. Uh, John's Trapani asks, packing slip shows pricing. Can that be suppressed? Yes, John, there are two templates, one with the price and one without the price. So if you select the template without the price, it will show packing list without the price. Crystal asks, will I still go to FedEx to get daily shipping reports? Yes, currently you would have to go to FedEx to get your shipping reports. Ryan asks, is there a label form number so we can get free labels from FedEx that are integrated with the peel-off label? No, the peel-off label is not from FedEx. It is actually another company. It's linked on our website. If you go to atandra.com and under products, under partners, shipping providers, go to FedEx. And if you scroll down, it talks about the integrated label, and it says special paper for this template is available from here. It's a company called PC Forms. They make those papers with the sticker and peel-off label. So it's not available from FedEx. John asks, FedEx Ship Manager, what does THub do if that is selected? The FedEx Ship Manager workflow has not changed. So if you want to ship with FedEx Ship Manager, the same workflow will continue. You would go into FedEx Ship Manager and import the shipment inside FedEx Ship Manager. Corel asks, can you see my attendance? I guess so. I see many attendants. Andrew asks, can you edit orders from the batch screen or only one? Can you edit orders from the batch screen or only one at a time? On the batch screen, you can edit one order at a time. So let's say you want to change the weight of 10 different shipments on the batch screen. You have to change one at a time on the batch, but you don't have to close that screen and edit and come back. So you do it all on one screen. Navid asks, can you preset dimensions for different products? It has been asked a few times, so it looks like that's a common requirement. So we will consider that. Thank you. Frank says, great, thank you. John says, is there a way to save shipping box sizes? John, there is only one default dimension right now. Having the option of various boxes with different dimensions is something that we are considering adding. What about shipments that go, Jason Lewis asks, what about shipments that go ground and home delivery? Yeah, so home delivery is an option. Let's see if I can show that. If you ship with FedEx, and I think home delivery comes if you mark it as residential. Quality. Oh, I think the weight is not, it's 45 pounds, so that doesn't qualify for home delivery, I guess. No. Oh, this is not set up. Let me check the other store. Commercial, residential. Yeah, so home delivery will be an option if you mark it as residential, and it is within the weight guidelines for home delivery. Sally asks, can you just print the label without the packing list on the FedEx label printer? Yes, Sally, that is just based on the template. So if you select the template to not use the integrated label right here, if you just select none, no template, then it will just send the label to your FedEx printer. Rosanna asks, does this auto email the customer the tracking number? I guess I answered that question. Yes, it does. A couple of ways. Let's take some other questions. Jason Lewis says, same customer, same address. Not sure I understood that question, Jason. Ken, so you can highlight multi-orders and change the package count per order, correct? Yes, on that multi-order, multi-shipment or multi-order shipment case, you can change the package count per shipment. So if I select multiple orders, this order may have 2 packages, this one can have only 1 package, this one may have 3 packages or 4 packages. So yeah, you can change packages per shipment within the same batch. Where do you set the printer? It was in the same place where you set up the preferences. Under shipping, FedEx Online, and the printer is right here. So you select the printer here. I'm already over the allotted time, but I have another 15 minutes time, so I would keep continuing with the questions. If you are able to stick on, that's great. Otherwise, we would, as I said, send out the recorded webinars for you to refer and also answer some of those unanswered questions. George Rivas asks, can the thermal FedEx printers be used with the system? Yes, George, you can print labels on Zebra thermal printers. Bart asks, is there an address verification? It's not there in the FedEx screen, Bart. That will be added down the road. Trey Garcia asks, when shipping multiple packages for an order, can you ship one through FedEx and one through Dymo Indicia? No, that is not supported. So if you do multiple packages here, both packages have to go through this screen, through FedEx. But to answer your question, on the T-Hub Online version, you can do multiple shipments, and each shipment can go through a different carrier. Although FedEx is not supported there right now. How are the rates for Smart Post determined? Jennifer asks that question. Jennifer, I don't know the answer for that question. You would have to talk to your FedEx rep to figure out how the rates are actually determined for your Smart Post shipments. We are pulling rates from your account. So if your FedEx account is activated for Smart Post, it will be, we will get the rates from FedEx based on your account. Larry Zimmer says we are testing now and get an error. Country of origin is required. Where do we set that? Larry, the country you have to set up under your web store, my web store, under edit store, and in your company information you have to set up this country as US. That's where you set up the country of origin. Robert Mortensen says we use Volusion. What information is sent back to Volusion? We send the tracking number to Volusion and mark the order as shipped on Volusion, and Volusion can send out the email to the customer with the tracking. Can packing list, John Puff asks, can packing list and shipping label be printed separately? Yes, they can be printed separately, although that will be 2 printouts. So you can select the order and there is an icon to print packing list. So this will print out the packing list, and so this just prints out the packing list, and for shipping you can use the template to not print the packing list. Jennifer asks about FedEx Ship Manager. I answered that question. Oh, Larry, thank you. You said you found the setting. I answered that question anyway. Lydia asked for the option under shipping. There was an option to update the tracking number to T-Hub, to QuickBooks. Does that enter it directly into the customer's order? Yes, if T-Hub sends the tracking number to QuickBooks, it will update it at the invoice or the sales receipt in QuickBooks accounting. In QuickBooks point of sale, as I mentioned, it can only set tracking when it is sending the transaction to QuickBooks point of sale. John asked an excellent question. What do we do if shipping label was wrong and needs to be recreated? Stuff happens. You can go to the order. No, this was not shipped. Let's pick out something that was shipped already. Yeah, I think this was shipped. So you can go into the order details and you can void the shipment. So voiding the shipment will void your shipment, and it also marks the tracking number that was voided and marks a date time when it was voided, and it marks the shipping status back as new, so it will allow you to ship again. Jennifer asked, before label is printed, will it recognize if it is a business or home delivery? There is an option to say mark residential or rather mark commercial if there is a company name on the address. So here there's an option to say default to set commercial, residential, or set commercial only if there is a company name on the address. So it uses the company name in the shipping address to figure out if it is a commercial or a residential address. Mahendra, you asked a question about how do I set up FedEx shipping, as I cannot use FedEx right now. I went through the FedEx account setup in this webinar, and also there is a user guide. So I will send you the recorded webinar that you can refer, and also the user guide. And if you still have issues, just report a support issue, or give us a call or send us an email. We'll help you with that. Diane asked, we now use Ship Manager with FedEx and can't send the tracking unless we enter it in. Is there an option under FedEx Ship Manager to enable tracking? The FedEx Ship Manager is managed by a profile inside of FedEx Ship Manager. So you need to check if that profile is active and it's able to send tracking to FedEx Ship Manager, to T-Hub. Nathan asks, is it possible to import orders entered in QuickBooks point of sale into T-Hub for shipping? No, we cannot import orders from QuickBooks point of sale into T-Hub. Lydia asks, can more than one customer be in T-Hub and be entering orders while someone is using to make? Yes, you can set up T-Hub on a multi-user, multiple computers. Trey asks, how do you print a pick list for batch of orders? I think I just showed that a few minutes ago. I hope that answered your question. Greg asked, does T-Hub verify address for USPS or FedEx? T-Hub does not verify address on the FedEx screen. It does verify address on the USPS shipping screen right now. Sally asks, what is the advantage over FedEx Ship Manager? The advantage, Sally, is that you don't have to jump between applications and your shipping process is smoother. At least that's what we believe, but you can use either option. Andrew asks, can you automatically print a packing list when you print your labels? It will only print if you use the integrated label, Andrew. Tim asks, can it print the FedEx label with the title header to affix to paperwork, Ship Manager standard label from FedEx? Tim, I didn't follow that question, so please elaborate and maybe send some examples that will help us. Brian says, what do you do if the application updates do not work and you have a support plan? Brian, just reach out to our support group or send us an email from the website, and we would definitely help you with that update. Jennifer asks, so I am to understand that without using FedEx Ship Manager, we are not able to address check any orders with this. Yes, I am getting a lot of questions of address validation, and that will be added. So to answer your question, it is not there on this screen right now. It will only be through the FedEx Ship Manager. I think I answered some of these questions. I'm just making sure all the questions are answered. James asked a question, will T-Hub develop a cost comparison between shipping methods, that is USPS versus UPS? I mean, James, technically that is possible, but UPS and FedEx prohibits us from displaying rates for different carriers on the same screen. Is it possible to modify the templates to use standard FedEx labels? No, the templates are not modifiable right now. Crystal, the option to ship with FedEx Ship Manager will continue to be there. Yes. If we ship an order for a product that has some heavy items, enough FedEx ground. Lydia asks, is there a way to process a return label without order shipping? Yes, you can generate a return label without shipping. Shri asks, can we ship to PR and print invoice copy? Shri, I didn't follow that question, so please send us an email with more details. It's just a couple more. Okay, I think many of you have left. Oh, Joshua asked, didn't answer his question. Let me see, what was his question? Joshua's question is, if we ship an order for a product that has some heavy items heavy enough to ship FedEx ground, but the others are too light to ship ground and have to ship home delivery, will this separate these packages correctly? No. So if you do multiple packages, all packages will be going through the same service type. So you cannot do one package through residential and the other through regular ground. That's not supported right now. I think I answered most of the questions. If not, we will scan through these questions again, and we will. Oh, Shri asked Puerto Rico. Yes, it does support shipping to Puerto Rico. Rosanna asked, can a default shipping method be set for a specific customer on T-Hub? No, you cannot set up a default shipping method by customer. Okay, so I think I answered most of the questions, and many of you have left. So we would scan through these questions and see which ones were not answered, and we would compile a list of answers and share with all the participants and also those who could not attend the copy of the questions answered and also the recorded webinar. So again, thank you so much for taking the time. I know your time is valuable. We try to make it helpful and hope it was. And please feel free to send us updates and feedback. We'd love to hear from you. From this webinar, we did get a lot of interesting, important feedback about address validation, defaults by items. So appreciate all that. And we'll be in touch and hopefully see you on the next webinar. Thank you. Bye.